Hello and welcome back to I Am with Eric Faria. Today I have my special guest, Roberta Tachihara, and I want to ask you, I know that we were talking about the emotions and how we repress them, and why does it usually happen? Because, like I said, during my experience, I felt something from 5 years old. I'm 29 now, so this is 24 years later. Why? Why? And where are they located? Where is that?
Okay, let me explain
Yes,
a little
please.
bit more about these organizations
Yeah.
of the body and these conditionings that we have. So the first thing is we have this is not only emotions but also thoughts that are there together, physical sensations that we didn't want to feel. The reason why is because we didn't have the capacity to feel when it happened. Confusion, shame, lack of understanding, all of this in a child's mind. And also you will see as you work that you will have a certain emotion of a 1-year-old. And it's going to be very different of the sadness, let's say, of a 5-year-old or 10 years old. So most of the time we are working around until 10 years old. Of course, it can be something traumatic in adult life or later. If it was a trauma that was big enough, we will be there. Otherwise, most of it is from this time, and then it goes to the unconscious mind. And then later on, we have a trauma, but it's already the effect. It looks like the cause, but it's in fact the effect of something that happened earlier.
Earlier, yeah.
So normally all of these are stored in the fascia. A lot of people do not know
what is the
what
fascia,
fascia?
please?
So fascia, I always going to bring the example of the chicken.
Okay.
If you have cooked, you know that very thin skin
Yes.
that the chicken has, like a
Sure, that thin layer, yes.
layer, yes. So
Yeah.
that's what fascia is.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a tissue in our body that covers all our organs, all our muscles, and it's everywhere.
Right.
So when you have a constriction, for example, when you were a baby, it can start here and it can be all over the body,
Wow, even as a baby.
even as a baby. So you can have constrictions already from the womb time. It can be from there, from the birth, and from 6 months, 3, 6, 1-year-old. So we do not have memory. But it's stored in the body because we did something to defend against something that we didn't like. So, and if it's as a child, a baby, it will recruit everything in the body to protect, himself, herself.
Right.
This is a great, it's very powerful way
Yeah.
of doing. That's how we survived.
It's a survival mechanism.
So,
yeah.
and that's why I always say, don't judge. Don't judge yourself when you feel that you have some certain type of defense, because it helped you in a particular moment of your life. It's important to have this also soften the feelings toward yourself in relation to that. But at the same time, don't just say leave it there. Work with it because it needs to clear. We are not that baby anymore. We are not the child anymore as you felt. So you connect with that, and then you release the emotions and you understand, because now you have the adult to understand everything that was going on.
Right.
And you can see the parents, the number one we have issues
Yeah,
with
of course.
most of the time, or can be any member of the family who were very influential in our upbringing. So, and then you can understand what was going on. So in that way, you also change your perception of that person, of yourself. You can clear emotions that were, tight there. So also, it's very hard to be present in several parts of the body for particular reasons. And I would like to give a little bit of some
please.
examples that we work with realization process, because it's, of course, it's different from person to person, and each person has their own idea own way how they constrict themselves. No one constricts in the same way, each person. So there is not like a formula, bam, bam, bam. So that's why the technique is with precision, and it's good to, you can work on yourself, but it's also good to work with a therapist or a teacher of realization process, because we can see, I can feel, I can see where in the body it's going, also to help and to guide for the clearing of that. So areas that we have as a human being, most of people have issues. One of them is the pelvis. So we also work with the pelvis because sexuality, sensuality, all of that is like a taboo, you know, especially in the past. Our parents or the parents of our parents, if your grandparents were not present in the pelvis, normally your parents are not present. So another part of this that I would like to mention is not only that something happened and you reacted. There is another aspect that I would like to share, which is we mimic our parents as well.
Right.
So if our parents are not in the pelvic area for any particular reason, we also learn, oh, we are not supposed to be here,
To sort
so
of
I'm not here.
detach ourselves from that.
So that area becomes hollow. It's not empty, and I like to say that. And I will talk a little bit about Buddhism and this work also. But so it becomes hollow, the person is not present there. So you might even hurt parts of your body that you're not present because you're more numb, there's less physical sensation, and also we limit the capacity for pleasure as well.
Right.
So this is an area that a lot of people are not present, and nowadays because we sit a lot in front of the computer, in the car, we also, it becomes more painful, we tend not to be present, especially in the back of ourselves.
Okay.
So that's one. Another one here is the center of our belly, but not just...
Yes, that's where I felt it.
That's where you felt, This whole area here called the center of the torso is connected with our power. So we also have a lot of emotions here because as a child, it's very difficult to have parents that allow you to have your power, you know. They're gonna limit your power because it's the parents who have the power here, not the kid. So and many times they're gonna tell us, don't do that, don't do this, or you wanna say, I hate you.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Right.
So then all that anger you limit. If you limit the anger, you limit your power. So then in order to not feel that, we constrict the tissues. And that's what
That
we
makes
do.
sense,
Yeah. So that's here. Then another area that a lot of people have constrictions is the chest. And for the men,
I felt
the
it
male,
too that day.
you felt too. The males. So men has a lot of difficulty also to access certain, I cannot say that, you know, in general. In general, I'm not saying people are not connected, but in general, when we go into the sternum, this bone that we have in the center, there is a lot of disconnection because, you know, if a man has an emotion and then someone wants to cry and the mother say, no, you're not supposed to cry.
Yeah.
Tough it up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Men don't cry.
Men don't cry. And be strong.
Right.
Since when to feel an emotion means weakness? In fact, you will realize that to be strong is to allow the emotions to pass through you. The emotions do not destroy you. And that's a new thing that we learn with this process. Very important also.
That's fantastic. We have so much more to talk about, so let's continue this on another episode, and we will, you know, talk about other things because I want to get deeper into all this realization process. Okay? So for everybody watching, Roberta will be back next week on a new episode, so I hope to see you then. Thank you so much.